Yourselves on the end of those close ones too often. It's now 2 in a row. Was today was forward efficiency the main thing? Because your pressure looked unbelievable probably all the game. It was just that forward efficiency.
Yeah. Like you're sort of talking about all the numbers, and the numbers, inside 50s and contested possession and all this stuff. Just didn't feel like we connected that well this week again. But it's one of those hard games when you dominate so much of the territory, you're winning it back and you're going into such density, so it makes it really hard to score. But I can't help but feel frustrated in that game because you feel like you've done so much right and then you don't get the nourishment of a 4-point win. There's many layers to it, but I think you're right. Our connection inside 50 wasn't at the level it has been, but also we thought we did enough right to get the job done today. Yeah.
And down back, obviously, the loss of Jeremy Howe in particular seemed pretty telling today. How did you see it as well?
Yeah, they scored a lot easier than what teams have done against us in the past per inside 50 conversion. I think we'll learn some good lessons around that. I think this is a day that we'll sit back and ideally that we want to get better every day. This is one of those games to look at. Okay, we've got some work to do, and I'd rather be learning those lessons now than learn them later on in the year.
Talk to us about Bo McRae's return. Really important today, him and Lockie Schultz for the first time together since 2012. Talk about the forward pressure, they were a big part of it. Yeah,
Bo's huge for us, isn't it? I was actually surprised that you guys didn't really mention how much, maybe we've missed him the time he was out. Maybe we were winning games and it was, to be honest, it might have been happening, but he's so important to us. He can go in centre bounce and he's just electrifying. He's powerful and 15 tackles is just unbelievable. He's for a forward. We're great to have Bo back and providing what he provides for us.
Midfield forward split for him. What does that look like going forward?
A bit of both. Like we love him in centre bounces and then we love him putting pressure on as a forward. So we're really conscious of his loads today. We try to keep him, in the 75% of the game. It might have been a bit more than that in the end, but he was so important to us when he was on the ground.
Was the third quarter the killer? I mean, I know you got up by 22 early in the final quarter, but one goal from 20 inside 50s in the third quarter in particular, was that probably the killer one?
Well, look, in hindsight, I did feel like we were dominating the game and we probably didn't get the scoreboard. Again, I'm using that word nourishment, but the reward for effort, that definitely felt that way at three-quarter time. I go, oh, come on, we can get another one here. And then when they got an easy one at the back, you go, we're going at three-quarter time with a margin. But I had this real inner trust and belief that we're doing enough right in the game, all game. I know at quarter time you could argue that 6 points down, whatever, but you guys watch us play. The pressure was there. We had a lot of good stuff, and saying all that just shows how, in our eyes, we thought Fremantle were really, really good when they needed to. When they needed to get the job done, they really came hard. They play a good brand of footy when they're up and going fast, isn't it? Like maybe they should play a bit more of that at the times. It's a good version of them.
Spoke Nick during the week and how you manage him going forward. He comes out and gets 43 possessions and a goal. How do you sort of see his...
I had a conversation with him, Thursday or Friday about playing back, and he hadn't played back since his first year, really. I think it is since his first year, and I just had this conversation about how much of a different player he is now compared to when he was the first-year player, like his capability, his skill, and all the things to it. I was excited for it. I think we went in the game with a bit of Josh and Nick split, and we end up probably having a bit more Nick back than Josh back at times. But you put him around the ball late, and he's what's he have? His career best possession, is it? It was nice. It was a nice thing to have, knowing we could throw those two magnets around a bit.
Do you like the uncertainty that it gives to your look, being able to have so many different moving parts? I even saw Isaac play as the spare defender a fair bit, running up and support. Do you think that makes it harder to stop?
We go into match committee all the time thinking we've got great flexibility. We're challenged today with back to the Howe out thing. There's they got Tracy, Jackson, Voss and Miss, and we've got Bruz, Charlie Dean in his fourth or fifth game and Darcy Moore. And you go, well, okay, that's going to challenge us. And it did. And then we're trying to do some different things at times when Darcy Moore had to rotate, so you're going to have to do some different things at times. So there's some stuff that stressed us. But again, I think we're in a position right now we want to be growing and learning. I come back to that point. I'd rather be learning these things now than later on. Yeah, yes, mate.
Craig, from the coaching perspective, the Dock has really challenged you through the corridor, centre part of the ground with their rucks, but with the speed of their ball movement, particularly in that last quarter when the likes of Hayden Young came on the ground, he was very influential. So that was a real cornerstone in the contest.
Yeah, great call, and we were well aware of it. The whole thing going in the game is you better defend the corridor against this mob because they will either kick it through there or run it through there. And under pressure, if you watched our game against them last year, same thing happened. At three-quarter time, my boys, we've got to cover the corridor. They're coming through there. And we just didn't get it right at critical times. And we'll look at the tape and we'll go, come on, like, we're better than that. But I thought on a whole, look at that third quarter, we dominated territory because of the way we defended the ground. We smothered them and we didn't quite connect inside 50, which left the scoreboard open for us.
Yeah, and that represented the amount of pressure with all the tackles in that forward territory and the forward line, didn't it, really?
Yeah, well, we had a pressure rating over 200 for the whole game. Not sure if that's a good thing at the moment. We just didn't quite get the job done, but it's a representation of who we want to be. We want to be a great pressure team, and that part of our game, I think we did well.
And the game of Darcy Cameron today, how did you assess his duel with both rucks?
Oh, Darcy Cameron is at the peak of his powers because you got Jackson and Darcy, their version of it, a very good duo, and Darcy marks the ball. Now, I think that separates him. You can have your hit-outs to advantage. I'll take the marks, thanks. He's just really important. He just got sticky fingers, and if he doesn't mark it, they chop his arms and we get the ball back. You have a look at that third quarter, how many times he got in the way and kept winning the ball back for us. So, I thought he took the points on that battle.
It's quite similar, possibly a good omen. It's quite similar to 2023, your premiership year. Late in the season, you had a few little hiccups, but you managed to rebound. Is that sort of, you look back on that sort of experience?
Yeah. No, we've certainly reviewed all of our processes from every year, and this is the middle of winter. It's hard to change direction. You see it, the game's a bit different. It's the uncontested marks are down here today, and I don't know if that's across the board, but that certainly was the case here today. And it's a different game, which sort of heightens you for what's to come. I think we've got 14 injuries on our injury list too. That challenges at this time of year, and all those things add up. But you go out and today, plus 23 inside 50s, plus 20 contested possessions, and lose by point. And he's got work to do. Yeah,
you're still confident in what you're doing in the last sort of 2-3 minutes of games? Obviously, like we talk about back-to-back losses where you usually find a way to get up, or historically in the last couple of years.
Yes and no. You never ever. This is not something you've ever got handled because every game is opportunities, live and delayed moments. Managing those moments will be forever something we need to do. And if the scoreboard's an indication, we haven't managed it well enough. And I think we've lost 3 close games this year. One of the Cats, and then those 2. Have we lost our spark? Well, you'd hope not. But reality is, we'll keep getting better at it. I thought last week when we went into it, had to win the game phase, it looked pretty good for us. Come from a big margin down, and we hit the front. So I think that's still there, and the desperation and excitement for late in the game. And you have a look at some of those contests where the ball's spilling out. I thought we did a lot of the things right. I'd argue defensively we didn't do the same. So rather learn these lessons now.
Expect anyone to come back next week?
I'm not sure. I think we may be a couple that might be 50-50, but I think the reality is this time of year we might have what we've got at the moment. And Tim Membry had a baby during the week, so we celebrate that. Congratulations to him and the family. That was really, really exciting for him, so we managed him through that. And then Tom Mitchell was carry over, and he'll be fresh for next week. So get a couple of experienced players back, that'll help us.
Do you reassess the way you manage players in the last month or so of the season, given your stranglehold in the top of the ladder has been loosened with the back-to-back?
No. I think we'll do what's best for our group for what that looks like when it needs to be in that situation. Hard to manage at the moment too many because we haven't got too many others available. But reality is we'll keep doing what we're doing, whether it's at training, like we did with Nick Dacos this week. Didn't train hardly at all. That worked. and then or others sort of like Sabo or whatever their bodies need for this time. It's a long year.
They started with a tag on Nick, and I think Justin said they went away from it early. Was there any prep into that sort of being a possibility? Is that why he started off half-back, or...?
No, we started with a bit of a mindset tag on Sarong, didn't quite get that right. So you got to be adaptable within game. I'm not sure what their decision-making was. You'd probably ask that question, I'm not sure. But, Nick looked really good off half-back, particularly early. We just, with Dan Houston out, we needed his ball use off half-back. So, it's hard to tag in this competition these days.
I was going to say, do you think tagging is worth it these days?
Jury's out for mine, but yeah.
Do you give up too much on your attacking side of the game, I guess?
You can manipulate the tag a lot. Yep. Thanks, guys.